Earlier tonight, Donald Trump had another Fox News interview, this time taking place with Laura Ingraham. So, as you can probably guess by now, there were no tough questions, nothing of substance, but there is one major takeaway from this interview, and that is the fact that Donald Trump is panicking. He is scared for his campaign. You have Kamala Harris and her campaign raising over $200 million in a week, 170,000 new volunteers, and his campaign is just kind of flatlined. It's riddled with scandals and awful quotes from J.D. Vance and things like that. He doesn't have much going on for him, so he is worried about the prospects of his campaign. He also really hasn't figured out how to attack Vice President Kamala Harris yet in an effective way. Everything's just kind of falling flat, and also now he has to defend J.D. Vance and all of his insane comments that have been plaguing the Trump campaign for the past week or so. So, I have some clips to show you from this interview. You'll see what I mean in just a second. The first clip I want to show you is Donald Trump being asked by Laura Ingraham, how can you reassure us that J.D. Vance is a good pick for VP? And he does not answer the question well. Take a look.
Knee-jerk, conservative, et cetera, et cetera. But some of it's coming from Republicans who I think want to go back to the days of open borders and perpetual war. How do you expect to use him in this campaign, and what can you say to our viewers tonight to reassure them that this was an excellent pick?
Well, first of all, he's got tremendous support, and he really does among a certain group of people that like families. I mean, he made a statement having to do with families. That doesn't mean that people that aren't a member of a big and beautiful family with 400 children around and everything else, it doesn't mean that a person doesn't have, he's not against anything, but he loves family. It's very important to him. He grew up in a very interesting family situation, and he feels family is good. And I don't think there's anything wrong in...
Man, that was a tough answer, wasn't it? Like, he just did not answer that question well. In the past week or so, or ever since J.D. Vance became Donald Trump's VP nominee, we've heard of some awful quotes from the Republican senator. Like, for example, he said that if you are a woman and you do not support Donald Trump, then you are a miserable, childless cat lady. Whatever that is, it's just incredibly insulting to so many people out there who don't align with him, and it's certainly not courting those people into your side of the aisle. And he's also said that if you are childless, like you do not have children, then you should have higher taxes and be taxed more, like punished for not having kids, than people with kids. So what that's doing is just completely pushing away millions of Americans, and Donald Trump is now tasked with defending that. There is no way. He doesn't even try here. He just says, well, J.D. Vance is like a family man. He cares about family. Really? Is that why he's constantly insulting people and their families, making fun of their families, saying it's not good enough? And the beautiful thing about this clip and the dynamic now in this race is that Donald Trump is saddled with all of this baggage. Like, Donald Trump has enough baggage as it is. We all know that he's a convicted felon, a proven sexual abuser, a proven fraudster, terrible record as president, mishandled a pandemic, tried to overturn an election. We know that. But now, J.D. Vance's baggage is Trump's baggage. He has to defend that as well. And Americans are weighing that baggage along with Donald Trump. They are looking at them as the same because they are. J.D. Vance is bringing Donald Trump down. He is one of the worst VP picks we've seen in modern American history, maybe worse than Sarah Palin with John McCain in 2008. And now Donald Trump has to defend all of it. Those quotes from J.D. Vance are now Donald Trump's quotes. They're quotes from his campaign. They're quotes that his campaign has to embrace now. And the fact that he's just getting pulled down with like weights on his feet by J.D. Vance is such a beautiful thing. He picked Vance thinking that there was going to be a blowout in the election. This was like one to rile up his base. And now they're playing defense. Now we have Kamala Harris, deciding between all of these amazing VP nominees who are going to wipe the floor with J.D. Vance when we learn who that VP nominee is. It's such a funny thing. It completely backfired on Trump. The arrogance backfired, rightly so. So anyway, that's just a really funny dynamic that the Trump campaign is now having to deal with. They have buyer's remorse when it comes to J.D. Vance. The next clip I want to show you is Donald Trump once again backing out of a presidential debate with Vice President Kamala Harris, not committing to it, not saying that he wants to, kind of doing everything he can to not get on that debate stage with Kamala Harris. And after that, I actually have a statement from the Harris campaign to show you about this clip in particular. So take a look.
I want to do a debate, but I also can say this. Everybody knows who I am. And now people know who she is. She's a radical left lunatic. She'll destroy our country. She wants open borders.
Then why not debate her?
Well, wait. But because they already know everything.
That is a terrified man right there. That is a terrified man. He is so scared of getting on the debate stage with Vice President Kamala Harris that he's coming up with any excuse. His new excuse is that, well, they already know who I am. They know who she is. Why do we have to debate? His excuse before this was that, well, Kamala Harris is not the official Democratic nominee yet, via the convention, so I can't debate her. So now he has a new excuse in like 48 hours. He's come up with something new. I mean, this guy is running. He is so scared of getting on that debate stage because, number one, he knows that Kamala Harris is a former prosecutor, a former DA, attorney general. She knows her way around an argument. She knows how to put people in corners. But number two, as Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro has been saying in recent days, he's running away from his record. He knows that Kamala Harris will expose how bad his record was as president, how he didn't do anything for the American people, and give them a new vision for the country. And he doesn't want that contrast on a debate stage in front of 50 million plus Americans. He does not want that. And now he's running. He's saying things like, well, they know who I am, so I don't have to debate. What? What? Are you kidding me? So as I mentioned, the Kamala Harris campaign put out a statement addressing Donald Trump, and this is really funny stuff. It's titled, quote, Duckin' Dawn, saying, quote, I can make a case for not doing debate. They said in an official statement saying, quote, why won't Donald Trump give a straight answer on debating Vice President Harris? It's clear from tonight's question dodging, he's scared he'll have to defend his running mate's weird attacks on women or his own calls to end elections in America in a debate against the vice president. Vice President Harris will be on the debate stage September 10th. Donald Trump can show up or not. So, really great and immediate reaction from the Harris campaign, just right out there. As soon as Donald Trump's interview finished, this statement came out. And I love the fact that for this scheduled September 10th presidential debate, she will be there whether he's there or not. She will show up on that debate stage, even if the podium on the other side of the stage is empty. She will be there. And that will be the contrast for the American people. The ball is in their court. The Harris campaign is pressuring the Trump campaign. They have all of the momentum, all of the leverage right now. So when Harris is standing on that stage, there's two outcomes here. Either number one, Donald Trump shows up and he gets wiped, he gets dog walked by Kamala Harris, or number two, there is no Donald Trump, and there is that very clear contrast that Kamala Harris is willing to show up to have these conversations in front of the American people, and Donald Trump won't. He's willing to run. He's willing to be scared and get away from a debate with Kamala Harris. And he's dodging it in this interview. He continues to dodge it. He says he's not doing the debate now. This guy is a coward. He talks a big talk, and then when it comes time to show up, he's not there. He's not there. So anyway, and then the next clip I want to show you is Donald Trump employing a new campaigning tactic, which doesn't seem to be a smart one. He's going after Kamala Harris's age. Seriously, take a look.
There's a lot of people. I didn't realize she was 60. I thought she was a little younger. But she's 60. She is talking a big game, but her game is pretty bad. I mean, she was the border czar. She's trying to pretend that she wasn't. It's an amazing thing that's happened, too, because we talk about...
What a great campaign tactic from Donald Trump. Isn't that smart? Kamala Harris is 59, rounding up her age, saying that she's older than he thinks she is. Really? Really? I mean... I don't know who's advising Donald Trump, but you just angered a lot of women with that. Assuming her age, rounding up her age, saying that she's old and attacking her gender as well. I mean, what are you doing? What is he doing? This is such a disaster. It is such a disaster. And the really also funny thing about this campaign is the fact that Donald Trump is now the oldest presidential candidate in American history. The Republicans constantly attacked Joe Biden for being old. They said, oh, that's the biggest critique. That was their critique. And now Donald Trump's the old guy, and now they're trying to flip it on their head, saying, well, Kamala Harris is 60, so, I don't know about that. What? Now Joe Biden's out of the race. They're trying to flip the age argument. It's such nonsense. Maybe we should be focusing on Donald Trump's age. The guy who confused Nikki Haley and Nancy Pelosi, couldn't tell them apart. The guy who couldn't identify his own ex-wife in a photo. The guy who said that we're going into World War II, which happened 80 years ago. Yeah, I think we should go with Kamala Harris, who's 59, by the way, Donald. Don't round up her age. She's 59, as opposed to Trump, the 78-year-old criminal. Just seems like an obvious option. But good, this is a good campaigning tactic from Donald Trump. He's just constantly losing the women vote, and I implore him to do this more. If you're a woman and you're undecided, come on over to Kamala Harris' side. We will welcome you with open arms. No problem, I swear. You're welcome on our side. Anyway, I just had to show you that. That's crazy. The final clip I want to show you is Donald Trump making fun of Kamala Harris's laugh. This is their campaign strategy. Take a look.
She got rid of the laugh. I noticed I haven't seen that crazy laugh that she got. She's crazy. That laugh, that's the laugh of a crazy person. But I noticed that she's not using that laugh anymore. Somebody convinced her, don't laugh. Just don't laugh. Don't laugh under any circumstances because
I like laughter, but sometimes.
Not her laughter.
Yeah, so the campaign tactic from Trump so far is insult her age, her gender, and now her laugh. So when Kamala Harris laughs, she has a good time. She's a human. She expresses joy. Apparently, that's now a bad thing, according to Donald Trump, and she's crazy. Great. This is Trump's campaign is going so well. They hate laughter. They don't like women. They're trying to take people's rights away. And they have JD Vance, who is a complete monster, along with Trump, who's a monster himself. This is a great campaign they're running over there. They hate laughter now. Apparently, Kamala Harris laughing is all they got. This is what I mean when I say that they don't know how to attack Vice President Harris. They say that she's a woman. She can't be president. They say that her laugh is this, or that. It's such nonsense. They don't have anything on her. That's why they're running on stuff like this. They can't win on policy, so they have to attack her personal characteristics. They have to attack her enjoying herself. She dances. The Republicans say it's a bad thing. She laughs. The Republicans say that she's evil. What? What? The campaign is collapsing. The Republicans are in such a terrible spot. Donald Trump knows it. You can kind of sense it in this interview with these attacks that he's trying, like the laugh, the age, the this, the that. It's such a disaster. And this is, he keeps insulting her, but won't get on a debate stage with her. It's ironic, isn't it? Anyway, that was Donald Trump's disastrous Fox News interview. And if he continues to do interviews like this, man, Kamala Harris is going for like 35 states here. She's going to win like 40 states at the end of it. So really terrible from Donald Trump. But what's new? Anyway, I'll leave the video there. Just had to show you some of these clips. I appreciate you being here. Make sure to subscribe down below. It goes an incredibly long way. Also, drop a like on the video and comment. Let me know what you think about all this. And as I always say, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.